bloopers. All the small things. Truth cares. Okay, so. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Keep your head still. I'll be your thrill. The night will go on. My little windmill. If a man called me a little windmill.
You are kind of a little windmill.
What does that mean?
Like you're flailing and you're swinging, but you're like a little windmill. Not a bad way.
Actually, that was kind of fine.
Yeah,
He saved it. He saved it.
He has to. Like, he's so close to being murdered by me on a daily basis.
When you have a mouth like mine, you get good at saving.
The mouth like yours?
Whoa.
Go on.
You're welcome.
Do you use it to do the saving?
Is that what you have in your Tinder profile?
Yeah, a mouth like this.
I got a mouth on me. How is Tindering, by the way?
Really good.
Yeah?
Well, it's not good in the fact that you like ever match with anybody or anything, but Tinder's gotten better. See, I got banned from Tinder.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds bad.
Stop showing your dick to people.
Well, no, it turns out that if you do self-promotion, like back in the day when I was on the radio, I was trying to use it for self-promotion, and they banned me from it, but I snuck on and like used a different phone number and stuff. It's way better than it used to be.
Well,
you can like really filter things well. It's just, it's fine. It's a time waster. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is.
Without being too invasive, would you tell us what some of your key filters are on the app?
Yeah, I like monogamy. I am like the whitest, most boring, vanilla. Everybody wants to have these like 14-person relationships with constellation partners. And
oh my God, yeah.
And it's too much.
I don't have time.
We've went too far.
The simplest form of it all, monogamy.
Yeah.
Fine.
Wow.
Me, you, laughing, hanging, having fun, enjoying life.
Yeah, I like
Occasional
that.
threesome.
Yeah.
It could happen. You could be on vacation.
I
mean, people are loosey-goosey these days. One thing I'm noticing as an older man.
Especially after a threesome.
They are. People are doing more. Maybe too much, some might say. I don't know.
I think that's a direct effect of the internet.
Yeah.
We have
options.
We have seen it all.
It's like the people's supermarket. I don't know if I'm into it. Yeah. I don't want to be on a shelf, putting myself on display, being like, here are my stats.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And also, I don't want to get really weird messages from dudes. It's really weird to message dudes
so
online.
Obviously that's a thing that you deal
not
with
dick pics
regularly.
anymore. Like, you really can't put those
There's not
through
many
even.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Are they filtering it out? Or
Yeah, I think so. Like, I haven't gotten dick pics in forever, and as we know, that's weird for me, so.
Congrats.
By the way, getting divorced. So if we haven't mentioned that, people just know that I currently married, but it fell apart when we got here. And over the past couple months, she's moved back to Colorado, and I'm essentially single while going through this divorce.
So
what fun!
Join the club, buddy.
What fun!
All right, so you're almost at the finish line.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
But
I keep trying.
But without going through that whole process, because that's a whole three-vein
it's
deal
just
for
paperwork.
Maria. What filters did you have on the app that were like your most...
I haven't gotten on Tinder
But what if you did?
But yes.
What would your filters?
Because you bumbled for a second, right?
I bumbled for very, very, very briefly.
What were your key filters? Were like, these are your make or break options for you?
Like if I'm just looking at, because again, I didn't really apply.
Yeah, you did it for like a few weeks.
This could get weird.
I was going to say, I don't want to get too controversial with it, because some of it was filtering by political views.
Every guy is leaning in right now.
What does she want?
Filters?
It could be obscure.
Yeah, I was in such a weird spot when I was bumbling that I wasn't really actually looking for anything. So I guess I don't.
Just like you were trying to find that new person.
I was just kind of trying to swipe. I was like, yo, who's tall and can throw me around a little bit? What's up?
All right.
There's a very specific zone of people
That's
for
a filter.
Yeah.
Throw me around
Can
a
you
little
throw
bit.
me around a bit?
Just check that
we'll
box.
get along great.
Would that talk? I'm learning this stuff. Would that be a dom? Is that what that means?
Can be. It depends. I mean, like I wasn't even talking about dom sub stuff. Like, that's a pool I do like to dip my toe into, but it's not like...
I have fallen into the pool and I don't know what's going on out here.
It's not a
Very
required
confused.
sexual experience, I guess, for me. I'm not getting into the bed and like putting on a leather corset every day.
So the dommy mommy is just, that's not...
That's like we dip the toe.
Hey, and some of these apps don't let you send pictures.
That was not a... I realized after I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you just be doing stuff sometimes.
I've known you forever, and Mike got me in a room with every day. So, like, I hang out with you guys like a normal human, and then I forget that we have...
Cameras on.
Cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, me...
you.
When I was going through before, I just like stopped using all of them because it was a pain in the ass. I was looking for another nerd.
Yeah.
I was looking for another nerd.
That's
like,
smart.
I was just like, if we could bond over anime or gaming or movies or whatever it was going to be, I was just like, I want to find another nerd. And I found that it just wasn't as plentiful as I thought it was going to be.
I'm the same way with sports. If I could date a chick who loved to go to baseball games and watch football and hockey and stuff, oh my God, how fun would that be?
So that was on the other aspect of it, but then like, because you're getting a snapshot of people.
Yeah.
You're not getting like the full like, oh, I love football and this is why, and you can't go into your backstory why this is your favorite team. Me being a Lions fan and a Tigers fan in Chicago, like people would hate you.
I know we didn't even mention the Bears.
I don't like the Bears. I don't. I know. Setting up the bit. I know. You just...
Why do you want to keep us from perfection?
I know. I couldn't allow you to get there. But because of that, what I was running into is like, oh, I would see somebody who's like, oh, I'm so into sports, blah, 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 blah. And then they'd be a Bears fan. They'd see I'm a Lions fan. And they're just like... So the same thing would happen with...
I like a fart noise.
Packer fans. I'd see Packers fans and I'd be like, okay, let's see if we can just kind of converse over a little bit of a rivalry. And I was just like, I just like the jersey. And I was like, that's cool. What else can we bond on? And then it was gone. So it's just like when you're looking for snapshots of a person on these apps, it doesn't do it right.
And also, there's a specific person that stays on the app that, like, it works for them. And it doesn't tend to be your alternative theater, emo, nerd people.
Right. I have 4 friends who have gotten married and are still married off of meeting people from Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever.
Yeah, because they met them in, like, 2013 when Tinder just started going.
Negative.
No?
I'd
if it was
say
recently, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Within the last 5 years for sure. And then 7 years for another couple. But it's one of those things where you can, but you have to be on the filter.
Yeah.
Like you've got to, when you go into that first interaction and you go and meet somebody, which I only met 2 people from all of my time on the dating apps in person. And it was just like, okay, this isn't.
I'm just burned out by it all. You know, like... What just fucking happened to you?
There's a fart coming.
I have a tickle in my throat.
Go ahead. My God. You didn't have to, like, wait for permission.
I'm sorry. My nose is running. I'm trying to hold it in over here. I'm so sorry.
You don't have to hold it in ever.
All right, I'm fine now.
You need a napkin? You need to clean up?
I'm okay. You need to clean up, big guy?
I'm all
okay.
right?
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Give him a little smooch on the forehead.
Goodness Lord. I've never had that happen in my entire career where I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. I was going to cough.
It was beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Maria was like, dear God.
More tickles, please.
More of that.
Please, don't have the plague.
Okay, sorry.
Just a little bit of plague. Not quite the black plague, like a dark gray plague.
Dark gray.
Wow. Not a full-blown plague. I don't know. I'm just burned out by it all.
Well, I was going to say earlier that we were talking about pictures. A lot of those apps now won't let you send pictures. Like, you have to go, like, DM or they get a number or something because I assume
dick pics.
The DPs.
That's really weird because, like, Hinge is very big on this new voice memo thing that they had. Right? So I was like, my game. I got this. And the awkward part about it is it, like, do you go in and just be super sexy about it and then that's not your natural voice? Or do you talk in your normal tone, but it's also like I have radio right in my bio.
Yeah.
So it's just like the expectation is there.
Yeah, I don't put any, well, again, I'm not on them anymore, but I did radio stuff on there and then it was just weird because then they'd go find my Instagram and they'd be like, hey, we didn't match. And it was like, yeah.
I liked your profile.
So why are you here? Yeah. We didn't match. But also, I don't care. I just don't care about it enough. I don't feel the need to have a relationship right now. So, like, what's the point of, like, shopping myself out for something
That's
that
what
I
it is.
don't like really give that much of a shit about.
And it's like once you have like a few very obscure experiences, it just kind of goes. I had a teacher that I matched with on one app, and we were having a conversation, and she just disappeared, and I don't know what I said. It was just like it was just like an active back and forth. It wasn't anything like too obscure, and she just stopped talking. And I was like, okay, cool.
People are busy too.
That's fine.
Like everybody's sort of trying to meet in this one little pinhole of a place where there's all this world and people attached to them, and it's hard to really sort of connect, I guess you could say.
So one of the things I did that kind of messed me up was I turned off a lot of my notifications on my phone when I was in Zanzibar and Tanzania, and I just never turned them back on.
Nice.
So I was just like...
luckily, that trip didn't get interrupted at all.
There you go.
For anything.
So just moving through that, it was like, oh, you have 17 notifications. And I'm like, it's a little too late now.
Yeah.
Like, this is a missed opportunity. But that teacher specifically popped up on another app and we matched again. Huh. And I was
so
like,
weird.
And I was like, oh, hey, so nice to match with you. Da, da, da. And I just started in. And as we were having conversations, it was like, hey, like, let's just go ahead and push this through since we matched on another app already. And she goes, oh. And I go, yeah, we matched on this app and then you ghosted. Like, what happened?
Right, then you peaced out.
And I put it in a way where I was like looking for like constructive something or another. So like, hey, what happened to you? Did you get busy? Like, is life happening?
Yeah.
What's going on? And then she just went poof.
Yeah.
So
that'll happen.
I feel like I've been talking to more bots on these apps than actual people.
That, or it's like people that don't really want to pursue anything, that just want to like talk to someone to fill their time.
And that's fine. And it set the standard of, hey, I'm lonely. Can we just have conversations?
Which is, I think, what happens when you meet people, right? I mean, that's a whole plan. Like, you're sort of just interacting with them, seeing if you like them, something like that. But I do find it to be exhausting and just, I don't know.
And what are the rules anymore? Like,
rules for what?
Just dating and romance in general. Like, I just... Everything...
Well, you have to be willing to have sex with 30 other people at the same time. What is that, poly? What is poly specifically?
Poly...
It is...
You're into anybody?
No.
That poly is not a spectrum of sexuality. It's more numerical.
You're thinking pansexual. Pansexual is just I'm into people.
Anybody,
and it doesn't really matter.
Gotcha.
Poly's the number.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Poly is like, I'm not, me and Maris are in a relationship, but Maris is going to also have sex with other people. Sometimes they have like other relationships too, but like that one would be the main ones. Like, he comes home to me. We are the ones that like have a house together. We pay the bills together, and then you go like date this other person.
You would essentially end up with like a scaled system of girlfriends. Or boyfriends, or partners. Let's call it partners.
Which probably feels great for everyone involved.
Exhausting.
If everybody
If it works, it works. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, if everybody's poly and understands what the guidelines are, then go. But like, that's one of those situations where it's so heavy communication intensive. Like, I'm gonna go hang out with Karen, then I'm gonna hang out with Beth, and then I'm gonna come. Like,
I am of the theory that never works.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen a happy poly.
I mean, maybe
couple.
for a little while. But
it has to work for someone, otherwise it wouldn't be so widespread.
Two people who aren't that into each other. That's who it works for.
No, I don't think that that's necessarily true.
I was trying to think of the one poly couple that was like really like making waves, because they've
been divorced now.
Two friend groups, but what happened was one of the women got pregnant. And they didn't know who the dad was.
And that adds a whole other layer.
Oh, wow.
It became a whole situation because it was like, oh, that's my kid. And it's like, no, that's our kid as a collective four and not just the two parents. And it got like, there's always little wrinkles that I don't think people will account for in situations like that. I will say,
for childcare costs.
I mean, relationships are difficult with two people.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? We're going to add everyone else's life experiences and their backgrounds and everything in, and maybe two of them or three of them or four of them.
But like, again, who are we to judge? If it works, it works.
Right.
Fine. I'm not doing it.
I don't have the mental wherewithal to deal with it.
And I think like for those situations, we always look at it like, oh, they're just doing it for fun. But it's also like, there's got to be like an out clause for this.
Yeah.
So like, if you're like, hey, I'm feeling a lot of feelings for one person. I don't want to be in this situation, or I like 5 of you, but not the other 3. You're just making up random numbers. But like if you get into that situation and the polyness of it all, how do you split from certain people within the group, or how the group dynamic works?
We should get a polyamorous couple on here, because also we are 3
very monogamous people. Yes.
So we're probably maybe not the best to speak on the topic in general.
Yeah, that part.
But yeah, it's hard out here for a bitch. You know?
Amen, sister. You and me both.
It's not. But I also just kind of don't give a fuck. So I think honestly, that's probably my bigger problem.
Yeah.
Is that like I just don't care. Like that's a lot of work, and I have a lot of other areas of my life that I would rather put that energy into.
That's fair.
Than trying to chase some dude who, I don't know, is probably gonna break my heart again.
We were talking about this a little this morning off the air. I feel like, as we get a little bit older, and you and I have both put in massive effort into relationships that didn't work, you tend to not be as apt to put in that effort. Like, I'm way more reserved than I used to be, where I would just jump into something.
We were so sure. That's what
we were so wrong.
I'll make myself emotional if I talk about it too much, but like, I was so sure.
Me too.
For so long, and like on paper, sure, like in person, sure, like it was just like, there's no, from my point of view at the time, and granted I was 23, so that should definitely be like thrown in there, but like from my point of view, and the only reason that I got married is because this was obviously the man that I wanted to marry. Of course I want to marry him. I want to marry him yesterday. And I was not like a marriage person. Like I wasn't not a marriage person, but like I wasn't looking for that. You know what I mean? I wasn't going out to seek my husband. It was like,
you guys connected.
It was like I met him and I was like, holy fuck, this is my husband.
How'd I get so lucky?
And then you get everything thrown at you. Deployments, pandemics, jobs that have to move you across country. Oh my God.
Thing.
So much shit. And sometimes shit just doesn't fucking work out. But it's like that fucks you up when you are so sure of like yourself and your reality, and then you're fucking wrong. And it's like, great, so I can do that again. So I can find someone else that I'll be really, really fucking sure about it. And especially this time I'll be like, no. I know I'm sure this time. And like, it can still not work. Like, fuck.
I mean, there's always going to be the terror of the guessing, or is this going to be something, which I think is why the caution is always going to be there.
Well, if it's gambling, right, I have lost a lot.
Yeah.
So I tend to stay away from the casino at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just, I think what it does is with age and experience, now there are very specific questions that you're going to want to ask or address up front.
Yeah. Are you a lunatic?
Yeah. Well, you can't ask that up front, but
you can.
They don't tend to know.
They'll find out.
That's a find out kind of deal. Yeah.
Right.
But there are conversations that you can have that can give you the info that you need without just going, hey, how crazy are you?
Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's definitely true. And there's definitely some stuff that you can look into that helps too, like similar backgrounds, similar goals, like, all that fucking shit that is essentially the diet and exercise of relationship stuff is very, very valid. And it can also still not fucking work.
Well, I'd venture to say, observing my friend groups, the later married couples seem to have like a little bit of a better flow.
Yeah. Because you know what you want from a relationship, too.
Yeah, and it's like...
Well, and you're not going to put up with the BS. Like, nobody wants the BS.
Yeah.
All that little nitpicky stuff, it's like, no, we're just going to leave everybody alone and cohabitate and enjoy our time versus, what'd you do? Who'd you talk to?
What's our function in each other's lives?
Yeah.
It's to make it dope, provide companionship, make sure you have a death buddy.
Yeah.
So that you're not fucking dying alone.
Right.
Like, who wants to be my death buddy?
And not saying anything about the other couples who married earlier, but there was a lot more work that you had to work through.
You have to build a life.
Yeah. You had to be on par to sit and just be like, hey, what do you need from me right now?
Yeah.
So those types of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on the apps for about a month. Nothing. It's just, I think it's just a waste of time. Most of it is. And I mean, if you're trying to go and just swipe at people's faces, that's fine. But
so did you pay?
Yeah, for one of them.
Okay.
I just wanted to see kind of what those features were.
Yeah.
And I think
I feel like it does put you out there a little bit more, but at the same time, for what I was paying on a month-to-month basis. I was like,
Bumble's like $60 a month. I canceled that already. I've already canceled 3 of them.
60 a month?
Just for 1 month. I was like, let's see what this is like.
See what it is. I know, but that's wild.
Well, you can but if people like you and stuff and you don't pay for it, you can't see who they are.
Yeah,
and I mean, you
have
sort
to
of
catch them naturally within the swipe.
But again, nothing has worked. Not that I'm like actively like out there trying a bunch, but like it just seems like a waste. It's just like a time waster, you know?
All of it's a time waster. We're going to be alone until we die.
Including those marriages.
It's fine.
Wow.
And people out there are like, yeah, I'm in one. Like, don't I know it?
No. What do you mean? They're so happy.
So, Michael,
yeah?
When you're meeting or have met or talked to the folks and you let them know, like, hey, I am getting divorced, what's their general reaction?
They're fine.
Okay.
Most people are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just tell them the truth, and I mean, they're like, yeah, that sucks. We've all been there. We've all been in bad relationships, and everybody seems to be understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I explained it all too, same with me. It was just like, yeah, I mean, like, we're still cool, but just
like
we can't be partners.
They just want to be clear that like she's not still here,
right?
And I'm not like just telling them that I'm getting a divorce, because lots. I've hung out with like 2 of these people. A number of them will say that's a thing that guys do. They'll be like, oh, I'm getting a divorce, but then they sleep with them and disappear. So they're just sort of playing that game, which I think is really just underhanded and messed up.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
It was at my old radio group. One of our coworkers popped up on the app and was not in the midst of a divorce or anything else. So like,
what an idiot!
Scandal immediately ensued. I'm like, you are on the radio, sir.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be meandering around and like posting pictures with the fam on the weekend and just be in the DMs like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
my God.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's the easiest way to out yourself.
Honestly, what I'm using it for now, self-promotion. Yeah. I even figured out how to do it on the one that banned me, Tinder.
Please.
Right? The Tinder? That's the one?
Please don't share so you can continue
keep
to
going.
promote the show.
I want to hear it.
So I put my Instagram handle in the bio just to see, and it literally got a notification that said, you must remove your Instagram handle or we will mute your blah, blah, blah. So I took it off, but you know what they let me do? For my job, they let me put in radio host at Rock 95.5 Chicago. I said, yeah.
Oh, great. I can't wait for our show to be associated with your bullshit DMs.
Well, there's no BS. I don't even DM anybody. I just, if people are looking, I want them to go, oh, I'm going to listen.
Actually, you know what's going to be fun when we're just out in a minute. Michael?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Michael? We matched on Tinder.
I would like that.
We need our own dating app. It'll be a lasso, and we'll say you can looper. Loopers.